Good morning, students. So here we come up with the gross anatomy of intercostal vessels. In the gross anatomy of intercostal vessels, first we are going to discuss the intercostal arteries. Now, there are anterior intercostal arteries and posterior intercostal arteries. So, anterior intercostal arteries and here the posterior intercostal arteries. So, in the anterior intercostal arteries, these anterior intercostal arteries are limited to the upper 9 intercostal spaces. The lower 2 intercostal spaces, since they are open anteriorly, they will not have any anterior intercostal arteries. So remember, once again I repeat, anterior intercostal arteries are limited to the upper 9 intercostal spaces. And therefore, now with a series of line diagrams, it will be very simple and very interesting to understand anterior and posterior intercostal arteries. So first we are going to draw the anterior intercostal arteries. In the anterior intercostal arteries, the best way will be to draw the sternal end of the ribs. 1, 2, then 3, then 4, likewise, then 5, then 6. In this sequence it will go 7, this way it will go. So therefore, now if we draw the internal thoracic artery, as it is passing here, we are showing the internal thoracic artery. In between the ribs, we are showing the internal thoracic artery here. This is the internal thoracic artery. Here also the same internal thoracic artery. So this is how we show the internal thoracic artery. And then later on, beyond the 6th intercostal space, the internal thoracic artery will divide into musculophrenic and superior epigastric. So therefore, now in each intercostal space, the anterior intercostal arteries will be 2. There will be two anterior intercostal arteries in each intercostal space. So in the upper 6 spaces, for example, this is the first intercostal space, this is the second intercostal space, this is the third, fourth, fifth and sixth intercostal space. In the upper 6 intercostal spaces, the anterior intercostal arteries are branches of internal thoracic artery. So therefore, in this line diagram, we are going to show this is the anterior intercostal artery of the first intercostal space. Remember, in each space there will be two anterior intercostal arteries. This is the second intercostal space. This is the third intercostal space, in which the anterior intercostal arteries, they are branches of internal thoracic artery. Once again, this will be the fourth intercostal space. Here this will be the fifth intercostal space, and this will be the 6th intercostal space. So here we are going to mark down internal thoracic artery, and here we are going to mark this as upper anterior intercostal artery. Very simple. And this one will be lower anterior intercostal artery. So each space will have upper and lower anterior intercostal artery. Each space will have upper and lower. Each space will have upper and lower anterior intercostal artery. Each space will have upper and lower anterior intercostal arteries. So in the upper 6 we have drawn. In the upper 6 intercostal spaces, both the anterior intercostal arteries, upper and lower anterior intercostal arteries in each space, they are branches of internal thoracic artery. Now, what about the lower, from 7 down? From 7 down, if we just draw on this side, so we are having the space over here, this is 7, over here will be 8, over here will be 9, over here will be 10. Remember, these are the ribs. Now intercostal space, here we had left on this side, please see over this side, these are the intercostal spaces below individual ribs. First space, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6th space is below the 6th rib. 7th intercostal space will be below the 7th rib. So please come on this side. Below the 7th rib now, this is the 7th intercostal space. In the 7th intercostal space, now here we show that there will be division of internal thoracic artery. The internal thoracic artery will divide into musculophrenic and superior epigastric. So here, this is the musculophrenic artery, which is a branch of internal thoracic artery, which is passing inferiorly, musculophrenic and superior epigastric. So we are going to just mention this as superior epigastric artery, and here musculophrenic artery. So internal thoracic artery below the or just behind the 7th rib or below the 6th intercostal space, it will divide into the superior epigastric artery and musculophrenic artery. So this musculophrenic artery will provide the remaining anterior intercostal arteries in the lower 3 spaces. Which are the lower 3 spaces? Below the 6th intercostal space. Upper 6 intercostal spaces, we have seen that all the anterior intercostal arteries are branches of internal thoracic artery, and since below the 6th intercostal space the internal thoracic artery is dividing into musculophrenic and superior epigastric arteries, so 7th, 8th and 9th, the lower intercostal spaces will receive anterior intercostal arteries as branches of musculophrenic artery. So this is asked in MCQs or in 1 mark question answer, and here we are going to draw the lower 3 spaces. So these are the 2 anterior intercostal arteries of which intercostal space? 7th intercostal space. These are the 2 anterior intercostal arteries of which space? 8th intercostal space. And these are the 2 anterior intercostal arteries of which space? 9th intercostal space. So the lower 3 intercostal spaces, 7th, 8th and 9th, they will receive anterior intercostal arteries from musculophrenic artery. So here we are going to mention now these arteries we are going to mention as upper anterior intercostal artery in each space and the lower anterior intercostal artery in each space. We now know very clearly that each space will contain upper and lower. Upper will be present at the lower border of upper rib, that is in the costal groove of that rib, and lower will be present at the upper border of lower rib. Remember, in each intercostal space there will be 2 anterior intercostal arteries. So therefore, 2 anterior intercostal arteries in each space. So total how many spaces? 9 spaces. The upper 6 space, the anterior intercostal arteries are branches of internal thoracic artery, and lower 3 spaces, that is the 7th space, 8th space and 9th space, the anterior intercostal arteries are branches of musculophrenic artery. These are, once again I repeat, they are asked in MCQs or in 1 mark question answer. So here we complete our anterior intercostal arteries. Now we start, please come on this side, with posterior intercostal arteries. Now we start with the posterior intercostal arteries. Anterior intercostal arteries, everything is clear. How many are there? Each space 2, and total there will be in the upper 9 intercostal spaces. That portion is clear, and each intercostal space will contain 2 anterior intercostal arteries. That is also very clear. Now posterior intercostal artery, here each space will contain only 1 posterior intercostal artery, irrespective of each space of anterior intercostal artery. How many each space? In each space the anterior intercostal arteries are 2, but in each space the posterior intercostal artery will be 1. Now this is also very interesting. With the help of a line diagram we shall understand. Please come on this side. So now here, with the help of a line diagram, if I simply draw the first and second, here also I simply draw the first and the second posterior intercostal artery. So here I am going to write the first, here I am going to mention the second, here also first and second, and here this is on the right side and this will be the left side. Very simple. Posterior intercostal arteries, each space will contain only 1 posterior intercostal arteries, and first and second posterior intercostal arteries, they are derived from superior intercostal artery. They are derived from, here I will just draw one stem, and this stem will represent the superior intercostal artery, which is a branch of costocervical trunk, and that costocervical trunk is a branch of subclavian artery. This is asked in MCQ or in 1 mark question answer. The right and left, first and second posterior intercostal arteries, they are branches of, now here I will mention this as superior intercostal artery, which is a branch of costocervical trunk, which is a branch of subclavian artery. So remember one thing, the first and the second posterior intercostal arteries, both of right and left side, they are branches of superior intercostal artery, which are branches of costocervical trunk, and this costocervical trunk is a branch of subclavian artery. Now the remaining spaces, remember posterior intercostal arteries are present in all the intercostal spaces. How many intercostal spaces are there? Total 11 intercostal spaces. So the first two are gone, and now the remaining arteries, for example, here if I mention this as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So all these now in sequence, if I write 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10 and 11. All these 11 posterior intercostal arteries on right and left, they are branches of descending thoracic aorta. So here, if I simply draw one stem, this stem will be of descending thoracic aorta. So this is the stem of descending thoracic aorta, and here I am going to mention this as descending thoracic aorta. So remember one thing, 3 from third posterior intercostal artery till 11th posterior intercostal artery, right and left side both, they are branches of descending thoracic aorta. So similarly, if you simply put the arrows on this side, they are also the posterior intercostal arteries of left side, right and left. So the right and left posterior intercostal arteries, numbering from 3rd till 11th, they are branches of descending thoracic aorta. And what about the first and second? The first and second posterior intercostal arteries, right and left side, they are branches of superior intercostal artery, which is a branch of costocervical trunk, which is a branch of subclavian artery. So now, since we have finished the branching pattern of posterior intercostal arteries, now we draw a cross-sectional diagram to understand the entire course of posterior intercostal artery and anterior intercostal artery, which is very important. So therefore, now coming on the middle side here, and if I just create some space over here, we shall draw the cross section of the thorax, in which we are going to show the entire course of posterior and anterior intercostal arteries. So here, very simple, we first draw the thoracic vertebrae, cross section of a thoracic vertebrae we are going to draw, and in the cross section of a thoracic vertebrae we will show, simply this will be the transverse process, and just anterior to it we are going to show the cross section of a sternum. And so, to be very specific, we shall draw the aorta, and here towards the left side we are going to mark the aorta, since the aorta lies more on the left side. As the aorta lies more on the left side, this is the cross section, left and the right. Aorta is lying more on the left side, so the right posterior intercostal arteries will be longer than the left posterior intercostal artery. Now here, this is very important. Now these posterior intercostal arteries, the course is very important. For example, the posterior intercostal arteries will be from the posterior side. They will arise from the posterior side of the aorta. And therefore, now here, if I just mention this as aorta, these two are the right and the left. So here I will mention this as the right, not here, but elsewhere I will mention. On this side here I will mention this as the right posterior intercostal artery. Now we come to the important segment of this course of posterior intercostal arteries. Right posterior intercostal artery, in each space, remember this is a cross section, we are only describing one of intercostal space. So the right posterior intercostal artery will travel behind 4 structures. What are those 4 structures? They are very much asked in MCQs or in 1-mark question answer. They will travel behind esophagus. The first structure which I am going to draw will be here. So they will travel behind the esophagus. So here, this I have drawn as esophagus. Second structure, they will travel behind the thoracic duct. So here I am going to show this as the thoracic duct. Remember, this is the course of the right posterior intercostal artery. It is traveling behind the esophagus. So here I am going to mention this as esophagus. Here I am going to mention this as thoracic duct. And then we draw azygous vein, the third structure. Here I am going to show this as the azygous vein. So therefore, this one will mark as azygous vein. And the fourth structure will be, I am going to mark it as the right sympathetic chain. Here I am going to mark this as the right sympathetic chain. And therefore, we shall mark here this as the sympathetic chain on the right side. So therefore, the right posterior intercostal artery in each intercostal space will pass laterally behind number 1 esophagus, number 2 thoracic duct, number 3 azygous vein, number 4 right sympathetic chain. This is asked very frequently in MCQ. And then it will pass and enter the intercostal space. It will enter the intercostal space between, remember one thing, the costal pleura inside and outside. There will be superior costotransverse ligament or posterior intercostal membrane. So therefore, between costal pleura and posterior intercostal membrane, this artery will enter our right side posterior intercostal artery will enter the intercostal space, and then it will travel between two muscles. It will travel between the two muscles, and those two muscles will be, for example, here I can show the two muscles will be intercostalis intimi. So this muscle will be intercostalis intimi, and here this muscle will be intercostalis internus. So this is the intercostal space, and we know that intercostalis internus is continuous with the posterior intercostal membrane, and therefore now here this is the costal groove. This was the costal groove and the posterior intercostal membrane, and this artery is then entering the intercostal space between intercostalis intimus and intercostalis internus muscle, the right side posterior intercostal artery. And therefore, as this artery passes round the chest wall, here it will give one branch which will be known as collateral branch. So here one branch will be given, and this branch will be known as the collateral branch. At the angle of the rib, it will give one branch which will be known as collateral branch. So therefore, this is the basic stem of the posterior intercostal artery. This is its collateral branch. Now coming up, so therefore it should be very clear that the right posterior intercostal artery will travel behind four structures. Number 1 esophagus, number 2 thoracic duct, number 3 azygous vein, and number 4 the right sympathetic trunk. Then it will pass between costal groove, the costal margin and posterior intercostal membrane, and then it will pass, it will enter the intercostal space between intercostalis intimus and intercostalis internus muscle. Here it will give a branch which will be known as collateral branch. And now the posterior intercostal artery and its collateral branch will travel in the intercostal space. Now on the left side, this is also very interesting, on the left side, the posterior intercostal artery on the left side will travel behind only two structures. Remember, focus on this diagram, only two structures. What are those two structures? The first structure will be the hemiazygous vein. So this one will be the hemiazygous vein, which is present, hemiazygous vein, which is present only on the left side, and then the second structure will be here. This is the left sympathetic chain. So therefore here this one will be the left side sympathetic chain. Behind only these two structures, the left posterior intercostal artery will travel. So the left posterior intercostal artery will travel behind hemiazygous vein and left sympathetic chain. This is also frequently asked in MCQ or in 1 mark question answer. And then the remaining course of the left posterior intercostal artery will be the same as the right posterior intercostal artery. Here also it will give a collateral branch. Here also it will give a collateral branch. Now it is very interesting. For example, if we come on this side, both right and left, the posterior intercostal artery, the main stem of posterior intercostal artery will anastomose with the upper anterior intercostal artery. Remember, there are two anterior intercostal arteries in each space. So the upper anterior intercostal artery will anastomose with the main posterior intercostal artery, and the lower anterior intercostal artery will anastomose with the collateral branch of posterior intercostal artery. And where will they anastomose? This anastomosis over here, this anastomosis will take place at the junction of anterior 1/3 and posterior 2/3 of intercostal space. This was also asked in MCQ. Remember the junction between anterior 1/3 and posterior 2/3, anterior 1/3 and posterior 2/3 of intercostal space. This junction is the place where anastomosis between the two anterior intercostal arteries and the posterior intercostal artery along with its collateral branch will take place. Very simple. So the posterior intercostal artery, both on right and left side, will anastomose with upper anterior intercostal artery of that particular space, and the collateral branch of posterior intercostal artery will anastomose with the lower anterior intercostal artery of that particular space. So here simply you can mention here the upper anterior intercostal artery here, and this you can mention as the lower anterior intercostal artery. And this anastomosis will take place both on right and left side. Both on right and left side will take place exactly at the junction between anterior 1/3 and posterior 2/3 of intercostal space. So this is the entire route of anterior intercostal and the posterior intercostal arteries. Now we come to intercostal veins. Now if we consider here, if I just rub this and create some space, the intercostal veins, there are two varieties of intercostal veins, anterior intercostal veins and posterior intercostal veins, the anterior and posterior intercostal veins. Now remember one thing, anterior intercostal vein, same as anterior intercostal arteries. In the upper 6 spaces, the anterior intercostal vein will drain into, please note down, the internal thoracic vein. This is also asked in MCQ. In the upper 6 intercostal spaces, the anterior intercostal veins, they will drain into internal thoracic vein. And in the lower 3 spaces, 7, 8 and 9, the anterior intercostal veins will drain into musculophrenic vein. So here, please note down, the anterior intercostal veins, they are same, they are the tributaries, the anterior intercostal vein tributaries, they are same as anterior intercostal arteries. Upper 6 spaces, the anterior intercostal veins will drain into internal thoracic vein, and in the lower 3 spaces, 7th space, 8th space and 9th space, the anterior intercostal veins will drain into musculophrenic vein. This is asked in MCQ or on 1 mark question answer. Now, after I rub this, we start with posterior intercostal vein, only a 1-line diagram of posterior intercostal vein, and that will be very interesting. Posterior intercostal vein, here, if I just mention posterior intercostal vein, how will they drain? These posterior intercostal veins, how will they drain? Right and left. So therefore, on the right side, if I show this is right, and here I show this is left. And if I just mention the right first posterior intercostal vein and the left first posterior intercostal vein. So remember, right and left first posterior intercostal vein respectively, they will drain into the brachiocephalic vein. The right first posterior intercostal vein will drain into right brachiocephalic vein, and the left one will drain into the left brachiocephalic vein. So these are the two brachiocephalic veins which I have drawn. Now brachiocephalic vein, right and left. So the right first posterior intercostal vein will drain into right brachiocephalic vein, and the left first posterior intercostal vein will drain into left brachiocephalic vein. Very clear? These are asked as MCQs or 1 mark question answer. Now, on the right side, second, third and fourth posterior intercostal vein, they will join, see here, the second, third and fourth, they will join together and they will form the right superior intercostal vein. So therefore 2, 3 and 4 on the right side, they join and form superior intercostal vein. On the right side, the right second, third and fourth posterior intercostal vein, they join and form superior intercostal vein, which will drain into arch of azygous vein. So here I will simply show the arch of azygous vein. So this is the azygous vein which I am showing on the right side, and here I complete this vertical part of azygous vein also. So therefore, the right second, third and fourth posterior intercostal vein will join and form the right superior intercostal vein. These terminologies are very important. Remember, once again I remind you, they are constantly being asked in MCQs or 1 mark question answer. So the right superior intercostal vein, which consists of the right second, third and fourth posterior intercostal vein, they will join and form the right superior intercostal vein, which will drain into azygous vein. So here I will mention this as azygous vein. Then we complete on the right side. On the right side, now from 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So the right side posterior intercostal veins numbering 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. All of them will drain into azygous vein. So the right side fifth posterior intercostal vein till 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11th right side posterior intercostal vein, they will drain into azygous vein. This is the termination, or these are the tributaries how they will end in this system on the right side. Now coming to the left side, please come on to the left side. Left side, we had started with the left first posterior intercostal vein, the left first posterior intercostal vein which is draining into left brachiocephalic vein. Now here on the left side, similarly the second, third and fourth, they will join and form the left superior intercostal vein. Just as the right side, the left side also second, third and fourth will join. So here I am mentioning second, third and fourth left side. Second, third and fourth left posterior intercostal veins, they will join and form the left superior intercostal vein. So here this is the left superior intercostal vein. On the left side, once again I repeat, the second, third and fourth left posterior intercostal veins, they join and form the left superior intercostal vein, which will drain into the left superior intercostal vein, now will drain into left brachiocephalic vein. Left brachiocephalic vein. And then, very interesting, we come to 5, 6 and 7. The 5, 6 and 7, they will drain into the superior hemiazygous vein. So therefore, now here we will just mention the number 5, 6 and 7. The left 5th, 6th and 7th posterior intercostal vein will drain into superior hemiazygous vein. So here I will mention this as superior hemiazygous vein. So this stem is superior hemiazygous vein. It will receive the drainage of the left side 5th, 6th and 7th posterior intercostal vein, left side. Then the left side remaining spaces. What are the remaining spaces? the remaining will be 8, 9, 10 and 11. And similarly, if we mention the numbers 8, 9, are we able to view this? 8, 9, 10 and 11. So the left side 8, 9th, 10th and 11th posterior intercostal veins. Once again I repeat, the left side 8, 9, 10 and 11 posterior intercostal veins will drain into, here I will make another vein and this will be the inferior hemiazygous vein. So here I will write down as inferior hemiazygous vein. So here on left side it should be very clear. This, once again I repeat, it is asked so many times in MCQs or in Viva or in 1 mark question answer. The left sides, you have to remember, with the help of this diagram you have to remember the numbers and it will be very easy to memorize. On the left side, the first posterior intercostal vein will drain into the left brachiocephalic vein. On the left side, the second, third and fourth posterior intercostal veins will join and form the left superior intercostal vein, which will drain into left brachiocephalic vein. On the left side, the 5th, 6th and 7th posterior intercostal veins will drain into the superior hemiazygous vein. And on the left side, the 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th posterior intercostal veins will drain into inferior hemiazygous veins. So with the help of this diagram, both the right and the left posterior intercostal veins, it should be very clear, because these questions are so many times asked in MCQs or in 1 mark question answer regarding the numbers of posterior intercostal vein, the numbers of posterior intercostal veins on the right and left side, how they will drain. So here we finish the entire discussion of the intercostal vessels. Thank you very much.